another episode of Brandon's Face, the podcast about a playlist. I am one half of your hosting duo. My name is Jonathan Beardsley. And as always, I'm joined by the crazy Ira to my douche, Brandon May. Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, better after that one.
All right, man. Before we get into it, please like and subscribe to this if you're watching on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, our own website. We might have a flag on the moon soon. Who knows? Anything else I'm missing?
Oh man, imagine Brandon's face flag on the moon. No, I think we're
Oh,
good.
okay. All right, man. Well, let's fucking dive into this. If this is your first time listening, we do this by singles and then we'll get into albums in the back half. First single we have up this week, a new one from Fontaines DC called Skinty, which I believe is the title track of their new album. How do you feel about this one, bud?
Yo, I am so hyped for this album.
Me
Like,
too.
I'm stoked, man. This is another great song. It's a little different than the last couple that they've put out, but I really like the vibe that they're going for. Um, yeah, I'm excited, man. This is gonna be a good album, I think.
Yeah, when you get about 3, 4 singles deep, they start to get a little more touchy-feely. And I think I have to be in the right headspace to listen to their music, but when I am, I really enjoy it. It's this like down-tempo Irish punk with some indie influence. Definitely not going to be for everyone, but I'm enjoying it, man. That album is due out April 22nd, I think.
I believe
Should be a
so.
fun one. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got a new song from Pup, Totally Fine, off their album, which I believe comes out in like 2 days. These guys just know how to make great music, man.
My body
Like
is ready for this album, dude.
seriously, dude, this
Like,
song is so energetic and fun. Their last two singles were fantastic. I can't wait to hear this one in full. Are you more excited for this album or are you just peaked already?
I am very excited. I got the email that the vinyl shipped this morning, so
Of course you did.
maybe it'll show up by Friday. But my wife and I will be definitely be listening to it before the vinyl shows up.
Oh, of course you will be.
Yeah, this is I'm I'm just a huge fan of Morbid stuff and basically everything they put out. So I'm just from the singles. This one is a fucking banger, and we'll see what happens. I would be very surprised if the whole album was not this energy.
Oh, yeah, I'm expecting a great album. For a second, when you said I'm a big fan of Morbid Stuff, I forgot that was like a name of their album. And I was like, where is he going with this? Um,
So take Cannibal Corpse's album covers and just picture one.
oh, man. I love you, Brandon. You get me.
I
All
love
right.
you. Speaking of though, when I say Cannibal Corpse album covers, which one do you picture?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think I know the album covers by the names of the album.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
What?
My personal favorite is uh, wow, it was right on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, it's a
I feel
zombie crawling out of a hole and he's got a cape on and it's made of human faces. It's fucking awesome.
okay. I just pulled it up. For some reason, the first one that came to mind was their album from last year, but that's just because of recency. I see the one
Right.
you're talking about. Okay, Tomb of the Mutilated is probably up there.
That's a good one, man.
All right, I'm gonna go with that. Final answer.
All right.
Lock it in.
All
Okay.
right, let's move on.
Okay, let's move on to a new one from Disclosure, featuring Ray called Waterfall. This one took me by surprise, but I want to know what you thought first.
Um, it's very reminiscent of Settle.
Yes. Okay, dude, exactly what I thought. Like, this is what I've been wanting from Disclosure since Settle. The other albums are fine, but nowhere close to that masterpiece,
Right.
obviously. This is the first time in a long time I've been reminded of how great they can be.
Yep. I
Excellent
totally agree.
vocals too. Ray kills this one.
I,
Go
I'm
for it.
I'm just a huge fan of this song. It really did bring me back. I listened to it like a ton.
Yeah, yeah, no, it fucking took me for a ride, man. I was impressed by it. I was kind of like, I guess my expectations for it were a little subdued after the Zed one because I was kind of cool on that song.
Hmm.
But this one was fucking awesome, man. I really hope that this is part of a new project and they keep going with the sound because
Yes, please.
yes, please, God. All right, let's move on, bud. We got a new one from Reuxop featuring Astrid S called Breathe. So, look, I know I said I was going to stop adding new singles and just wait for the album to come out. So we still had some mystery intact, but I have no self-control when it comes to certain artists. I'm sorry, bud.
I don't blame you. And I'm actually kind of glad you added it because it added some structure and depth to what I believe the album is going to sound like. So
Yeah, this one's great. Everything they've put out for this album has been great. I can't wait for it. Can it be April 29th already?
it is not quite yet, sir.
God damn it. All right. Let's move on to a new one from the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
Real quick back on Reuxop, real quick.
Let's jump back.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to the single art, but
Mhm.
all of it is super weird and it's super fucking way cool. I would I'm very curious if they're going to somehow incorporate all of them together. And I just wanted to put that thought out into the ethos.
Like a Megazord from Power Rangers, but of album art.
Go
I
go
really hope that's
Mastodon.
the case. All
Oh my
right.
God, thank
Can
you
we
for
jump
that.
back to the Psychedelic Porn
Let's
Crumpets?
jump back, my man.
All right. We've stopped laughing at their name, which is the first sign of true Psychedelic Porn Crumpets fans, I suppose.
I believe
This new
so.
this new song's called Bob Holiday. Did this satisfy your weekly craving for riff heavy Australian rock?
Dude, this band fucking rocks. The next person that tells me rock is dead, I'm gonna laugh in their fucking face. This is high octane rock. Like it's
Dude, it's
so good.
awesome.
It is their tamest song name on this album rollout, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, man, I think it's awesome, man. Did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, it's fast paced. The riffs are great. Their new album is titled Night Gnomes, which is just a phenomenal
So good.
name.
So
Uh,
good.
that's out April 22nd as well. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, April is just stacked.
Dude, we'll talk about April 8th at the end of this
Yeah,
podcast,
we
but
will.
yeah, this is going to be insane. All right, next up, we got a new one from Sasha and Photech, Aviator. If you're a fan of techno or prog, which you and I are, then you should absolutely love this because it's incredible.
It's a
Sasha can still make
instant
a hit.
classic. Instant
Yeah.
classic.
Did this have you ready to fly to Ibiza for a 4 a.m. dance party
Oh
like
my
it did with
God,
me?
man. This is it's very good. I actually wanted to bring up because I added this song and I have been listening to it constantly. It's 9 minutes. It's too short somehow. But then I sent you that clip of Hardwell playing one of his new IDs at Ultra.
Pac Man.
Yes, somebody in the comment thread had posted his entire set, so I decided to, fuck it. Let's listen to Hardwell. Me and my wife saw Hardwell in I want to say 2013, no, 2014, something like that.
Hmm.
At at a festival. There, it was a rave, and he was okay. Big room house, you know.
Hmm.
He played an entire set of what I can only describe as big room techno. It's
Interesting.
it's very interesting, and it reminded me a lot of the music. Actually, reminded me a lot of this song, which is a comparison that I never thought I'd be making. Sasha and Hardwell in the same sentence, but it's worth checking out.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it in the show notes for people to listen to if they want to. But it's a good set, and this is a fantastic fucking song. I could not get enough of this song.
It's funny that you say he was just okay because that was around the time he was voted #1 in DJ Mag's top DJs in the world. And I mean that list, you and I both know how flawed, and that's just like an online popularity contest and not very indicative. But it felt like during the it felt like Tiesto and Armin were having this like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock type battle during the late 2000s, early 2010s, and then it just
Oh
became
man.
this kind of a fucking joke, honestly.
Yeah, it's so funny because you and I have been talking about it for like over a fucking decade now about how the DJ Mag Top 100 DJs, most of them aren't even good DJs. Like, you can argue that a lot of them are good producers, but
Hmm.
the fact that Boys Noise didn't make that list every single fucking year for eternity is
Yeah,
quite honestly just baffling.
I agree. Yeah, no. And honestly, shouldn't Craze just win every year?
Right. It's Craze and A-Track, and it should just be them at the top two for in perpetuity. So,
And DJ AM should get number 3 no matter what.
right, exactly. Rest in beats.
Oh my God, man. He's so fucking good. It sucks, man. I feel like his legacy is just kind of buried right now.
You know, it was such a weird time in electronic music when we lost him, and that kind of explosive growth. I was actually talking to somebody about it today. They're going to Coachella, and the Sahara tent used to just be a fucking rave party all day, and now they put
Hmm.
all the rappers in it.
Yep.
And it's just kind of weird to see this paradigm shift from party EDM to party hip hop. And DJ AM, when did he die? 2012, 2013, something like
God,
that?
yeah, or no, I feel like even earlier than that,
Even earlier
maybe.
than that. But
Hmm.
I mean, he kind of, in my opinion, kind of pioneered a little bit of the growth that eventually turned into this explosion of popularity with EDM. I mean, we had Zed on the radio for with Clarity for what, 6 years or something like
Hmm.
that after he released that one. So it was just such
Yeah,
a weird time in electronic music. Like that shit would not have hit if Clarity was released today, it wouldn't be on the radio.
that's that's an interesting thought, man. Yeah. I don't know if any of it's on YouTube, but please, if it is, throw something from him and Travis at Coachella in
I
our show
will.
notes because oh my God, those albums are incredible.
I believe my wife was at that show. I was not.
Oh my gosh. Did she actually watch that set?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna have to bring her on for an interview one day. Okay, buddy. Let's move on to a new one from Orion's Belt featuring. I'm gonna let you pronounce this. Go for it.
Oyvind
Yes. Okay. It's a
Oyvind
new one
Blomstrom.
called Scared of Heights. How deep are you in the Norwegian instrumental music scene, Brandon?
I'm just kind of dipping my toes in right now, but I'm not mad at a lot of it that I've heard. It's really just specifically Orion's Belt, but I they've released a couple of music since we reviewed a couple of tracks since we reviewed their album like pre
Mhm.
this podcast being on Spotify days, and this was the first one that kind of grabbed my attention in a long time, and I really just wanted to see what you thought about it. I thought it was pretty funky.
I didn't enjoy it enough to go back after my first few listens. I think there's some
Fair,
really creative instrumentation there, but just not for me in terms of like long term.
super fair.
Any other thoughts on this?
No, that's it.
All right. Let's move on to a new one from Odessa featuring the Knox.
Wait, this isn't
So,
Calvin Harris?
okay, I'm gonna dish to you in a sec, bud. I just don't really know how I feel about this one. And you weren't a big fan of the first two singles since they've returned to Odessa from being Bronson. And it didn't really sound like the Odessa you wanted. That's kind of how you phrased it, I think. It wasn't bad,
Right.
just not what you were expecting.
Yeah, I liked
And
the music.
yeah, you thought it was objectively good music, just not what you wanted from Odessa. And I understand that. I seem to like the first two singles initially, but like the more I think about it, they didn't really have any staying power in my rotation. They were just like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. And then in one ear and out the other. And this one is kind of the same, just it didn't stick with me even initially. Like they recently posted the track list for their upcoming album, so I know it's on the way and I am excited for it. I don't want to go too deep into expectations because the singles haven't been exactly what I'm expecting or haven't been great, I guess. But I don't know, man. Are you feeling this way still, or did this one actually catch you in a different way?
What's funny is I liked this one more than I liked the last two. But
Fair.
it really did remind me of like 2016, 2017 Calvin Harris a little bit. Like right before he released Summer, I think is the album. The album before that.
Interesting. The only like post disco Calvin Harris album I like is Funk Wave. The rest is trash.
Ready for the Weekend is just, oh, it's such a classic album, Brad.
Yeah, his first two were great.
Yep.
All
Well,
right, buddy.
we'll see what Odessa puts out. Clearly, this is part of a bigger project, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I think in the full context, like I said, it's going to be a lot better, but the singles just are like, I don't know. They're okay.
I think one has to judge Odessa as to like whether or not they can swing poi to it. And if you're asking me, you can't swing poi to any of these three singles. So
Goddamn boy swingers. Oh my god, in the trip pants. I love it.
yeah, man.
Okay, let's move on before I say something dumb. All right, we got a new. Oh god, I'm gonna say something dumb because we got a new one from Omar Apollo called Tamagotchi. Did you or any of your sisters have Tamagotchis growing up?
Obviously, I had a Tamagotchi that I eventually ignored and neglected.
Of course, it's fucking dead, by the way. Way to go,
Right.
Brandon. um, did you enjoy this confusing ass song?
I didn't look, man. I did like it. I didn't turn it off every time this playlist repeated for me, but
Hmm.
it's interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I text you. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I think there's parts of it that I love and parts of it that I don't. The parts of it that I don't are obviously the weird baby Keem type rapping to start it off. It's a little jarring to say the least. I think once the track finds its footing, it's okay, but the chorus is just weird every time it comes around. But at least he's taking some chances.
That you can definitely say.
Yeah. All right, let's just move on because I want to hear this album in full and I'm still excited for it. He's a creative dude with a good voice. This was just little weird. All right, we
A little
got
weird.
to say yes, to say the least. All right, we got a new one from Flume, or a remix, I should say, a Chami remix of Say Nothing. I got excited when I saw this on my release radar, but it just kind of sounds like Chami 101 to me. It feels like he's going through the motions a little bit. Did you enjoy this one? I know you're a pretty big Chami fan.
Yeah, this is a fucking banger, bro. You're tripping. I will say that
I am tripping.
the so I was really into Chami when he was doing like when he was first starting out. I'm trying to like Afterlife, Prophecy, the Sermon, that kind of Chami. And then he released this album Year Zero in 2020, and it was
Hmm.
just not what I wanted. So I've been kind of ignoring him, and I also saw this pop up on my little notification bell. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even listen to it because I was like, that motherfucker changed. But this is a fucking banger, bro. This goes hard, man.
You've changed, man. You've changed.
Every
I
time
love
somebody
that.
says that, dude, I think of the anti-weed commercial
Yeah,
where they're
that's
all flat on
exactly
the
what
couch. You've changed, man. Yeah, bro, I'm
exactly
high
what
as
I.
shit. Let's go.
All right, we'll agree to disagree on this one. I think it's a song prime for some remixes. I think Flume's just a hard guy to remix. I think he also
That's
kept
super
the
fair.
vocal a little too intact. Like it just didn't feel like he affected the song enough.
Yeah, it
But
was
it
really
is
just
what
a
it is.
beat. It was really just a beat over the vocal, and
Yeah,
I can see where it's not as creative as I would have wanted, but as itself, it is definitely a banger. So,
wake me up when we have the infected mushroom remix,
oh
please.
boy,
All right, let's move on to a completely different genre from Infected Mushroom to Biba Doobie's new song, Talk. We've covered a lot of her music. Would you consider yourself a fan of hers yet?
yeah, I fucking love this.
Please, any more?
It's just fucking chill ass indie pop, bro. There's nothing more to say. This is awesome.
I agree, man. I think that's the key. It's just she's consistently great. There's never much new things to say about it. Like I feel like I know what to expect every time she releases new music and she always meets or exceeds my expectations. The song is really good. Even gets a little heavy in the back half.
Yeah,
Yeah. Her new album Beatopia is actually coming out July 15th, so that should be a fun one.
yeah, man, I agree.
All right. Well, this next song kind of ties into the exact same sound that we're still talking about. A new one from
Right.
Soccer Mommy called Shotgun. We've never talked about Soccer Mommy. I really liked her 2018 album Clean. I don't know any of her other albums intimately, but I do like what I've heard. It's obviously the same realm of music as Biba Doobie. It's, I don't know, it's in the same way that the emo and pop punk scene are coming back. So is this like grungy alt pop scene we've been covering for the last year or so.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of both genres, so I'm happy they're both coming back. I enjoyed this song too. I think she's just a really good singer songwriter. Have you ever heard her before this?
Yes, I have, but not like you said. I don't know any of her music intimately, like I probably should.
Hmm.
It's very good, and it kind of does jump on with the even with the next song. We've got a three-song run that is, I mean, it's just powerful front women bands that are just really good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one from Let's Eat Grandma, Levitation. This one's a little more synth poppy, but I totally get what you're saying. You weren't a big fan of their last few singles. Did you enjoy this one?
I did really enjoy this one.
Good, good. I don't know what their style of synth pop is. It's not usually the type of music I like, but I really like what I've heard from this album so far.
Yeah, I dig it.
Fuck yeah. All right, we got a really interesting new one here from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Not the One. Please go first.
Well, this is indeed the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can tell by the way that it is. This is okay. Um, Subdued Red Hot Chili Peppers is not my favorite type of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Interesting. So I thought you were gonna like it, and that's why I wanted you to go first. I didn't enjoy this one, and I didn't want to like rain on your parade to start it. I haven't told you this, but for some reason, we hear the Red Hot Chili Peppers on the radio up here more than we ever did living in Southern California, and it drives us fucking crazy. Like they're a good band, and their catalog has some hits, but it's hit this like sublime level of novelty in terms of Southern California culture, I guess. And I actually thought their last album, The Getaway, was pretty good. So I'm not going to be opposed to doing a review of the new album if you want, but I wasn't a fan of this.
Yeah, what is it Ben Wyatt says in Parks and Rec? You can hear about his culture in Southern California and drug use in Southern California.
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, man. You have anything more to add to this, or do you want to move
There's
on?
nothing to add to this. Let's
All
go.
right, buddy. Let's move on to this new single from Chance the Rapper called Child of God. Before I dive into my thoughts, please let me know what you think.
So I think that this song really does showcase his lyricism. There's lots of great bars here, and the message is overall nice. What
Yeah,
were your thoughts?
all of his messages are nice. So I think he did the right thing after dropping one of the biggest critical and commercial flops of the last decade. He took a step out of the spotlight, surrounded himself with friends and family, got his mental state right to approach making music with the same passion he started with again. And he came back just as terrible as when he left. I don't like this, man. So take my review for what it's worth, because I'm not a big fan of his. I didn't like that everyone tried to appoint him as the new Kanye during his mixtape run. And beyond the gospel stuff, I didn't enjoy his voice or style of rhyming much either. He's had a few songs and verses, but nothing that's really made me want to pay closer attention. He dropped that snippet on Twitter recently rapping about George Washington dying and shit. I thought that was pretty good,
Yeah, that was dope.
but this just sounds like same old Chance to me. Hopefully the next one's better.
I'm not a huge fan of gospel rap, so
Yeah, me either. This should be a Sunday service song. Release the Kill George Washington song.
right.
Okay, let's move on to some music that for sure would have killed George Washington if you heard it. Two new ones from Channel Tress, Acid in My Blood and the Gansfield Experiment. I know he just dropped an EP and did a few features, but it feels like it's been a while since we've gotten some real Channel Tress. And these are just quick reminders of why he's one of the best in the game and one of our favorites. His voice is the secret weapon no one else has and
Right,
everyone needs, you know?
right.
Did these fill the void you were left with after the recent EP of beats?
Oh, so yeah, so much, yes. All right, so on Acid in My Blood, he says, people tell me this isn't black music. Whoever told Channel Trace that house and techno are not black music are very much mistaken.
Yeah. Can I introduce you to Carl Cox,
Right?
the
Can I
godfather of house and techno?
fucking Derek May, Robert Hood, like let's
Thank
go,
you.
guys.
Yes.
Let's just it was Chicago warehouses, bro.
Oh my
Like
God.
in Detroit parking lots. This is very much black music. So
Yeah. I love that he's bringing the genre forward by taking it back, and most people don't even realize that.
exactly. Wow. Yeah, I think you put that very elegantly. Yeah, both of these tracks are fucking great.
Yeah. Killed it as always. Love him. Hopefully, we get like an actual 6, 7 song EP from him, like we were getting those first few years.
Right.
I would be very happy. Okay, let's move on to a new one from Martin Garrix and Zed called Follow. What if Zed fans pressured him to release a new album like Playboy Cardi fans?
I don't know much about Playboy Cardi and his fans. The only thing I do know is that they're all fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you really need to know. What were your thoughts on this one?
All right, so you know that I've been a longtime hater of Martin Garrix because of the fact that he released Animals and just immediately started headlining festivals as this 17-year-old kid.
Mhm.
There was, in my opinion, there was almost no work involved. I know he's pretty good at looping and production, and I'll give him that, but um, I fucking loved this song, bro. This is a good song. It's not anything that is musically or sonically challenging, but it is a festival banger from 2014 that maybe they wrote in 2014 together and just finally released because that's how I'm justifying um that's how I'm justifying how much I liked this. I actually saw I actually had to sit through a Martin Garrix set in 2013 after the year he released Animals to get to the Zed set that I really wanted to see, and did not like Martin Garrix's set that much, but I really liked Zed's set. So
Of course, that's one of the best. And
those
you
are
took,
some words.
yeah, no, you said a lot of the words I was gonna say, honestly. Like the songs, I think the song's just okay. You seem to like it a little more than I do, but I think you articulated why I'm a little cool on it despite it being a good song. And that's because it's a good song for festivals or Vegas clubs, but it's kind of a generic EDM track. It doesn't really try anything new.
It's very vanilla when it comes to like
You
again
said it best.
musicality.
It's very 2014.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a new one from Lotto from her new album. I think the album's called 777. The song is called Sunshine featuring Lil Wayne and Childish Gambino. I know this is a track by someone called Lotto, and I know there's a Lil Wayne verse on it, but I really don't care about any of that. The song has a Childish Gambino rap verse on it, and it's one of very few we've received from him since Because of the Internet. And it's so nice to hear him rapping again. He's a great singer, but I really wish he would just go back to this at least from time to time. It's not one of his best verses, but he still sounds great and it fits the mood of the song perfectly. I could honestly do without the rest of the song, but I really loved his part. I know you're a big Gambino fan too. Did you enjoy hearing him back?
I was honestly a little let down, man. And
That's
here's
fair.
why. Here's why. It's good to hear him back, and it's good to hear his voice on a track in this type of style again.
Mhm.
Because like you said, because of the internet, it's just man, fucking
Yeah.
incredible.
My album
Um,
of 2013, album of the
a-
year.
and I do know that in order to fit into this style of song, you have to do you kind of you can't I don't know. I want to say you can't, but then, Tyler the Creator exists and does whatever the fuck he wants. And I kind of look at them
Yes, he
as,
does.
in this kind of upper echelon of musicians. And I was really disappointed with the amount of pitch correcting I heard on his voice.
That's fair, man. I think he's in a very weird place musically. He's clearly very talented, but he's obviously being torn in a lot of different directions and just does this either for friends or when he has the random inspiration. I think that the music world is better with him in it than without it. But
Fair.
yes, I agree. This wasn't his best. The only two rap verses I can remember from him is this one and the one on the 21 Savage album on the song Monster. Like that's really all I can remember since almost 2013.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy how he changed gears and really didn't look back.
Yep. And you know what? He's a great singer. So,
He is. Let's talk about another great singer. We got a new one from Meshuggah. I am that thirst. You like that transition? All
I
right.
do. I do.
We needed a little metal this week, man. How'd you like this one?
Heavy as fuck, as is tradition for them, and
Yeah.
I'm stoked for the album, man. It's gonna be a good one, I think. I'm just kind of metal starved. I wish that there was somebody listening. Please send me in the direction of something this heavy and underground.
Yes, please do, because I do not have anything to recommend you. I'm out of my depth even trying. Yeah, I don't have anything new to say about this song that I didn't say about their last few singles. I've been pleasantly surprised with this album rollout so far, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it in full.
Cool, man. Me too.
Okay, let's talk about another album rollout that I didn't even know was fucking happening. State Champs have a new song, Everybody But You. Neither of us have followed State Champs very closely. I'm sure we both know their song Secrets. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of the better modern pop punk songs I've heard. And for some reason, I don't think either of us ever really dug deeper into their discography. I noticed they were doing a new album rollout. So I figured it'd kind of be a perfect time to dive back in. It looks like these are the first three singles, as well as a cover from a cover of Chicago is So 2 Years Ago by Fall Out Boy. I think all of the original songs are good. I'm really excited to hear the new album. I think it's called Kings of the New Age, and it'll be out May 15th. I was surprised at how much I liked the cover of Fall Out Boy. Did you like these songs, and do you think they're worthy of covering Fall Out Boy?
Do I think the band is worthy of covering Fall Out
Do you
Boy?
think they're musically talented enough to cover an early Fall Out Boy song and it not be sacrilegious?
I will say yes.
Okay, I
I
will agree.
It's weird. State Champs was all over the place.
Mhm.
For like a long time, and everybody talked about him. I was just, I don't know, too busy listening to someone else or something, like it's weird, and it kind of makes me feel like, what did I miss out on? Which is kind of the beauty of music, right? But I really liked all of these songs. I'm excited to listen to an album.
Me too, man. There, I'm just so overwhelmed with pop punk lately, I guess, and that's why, like, it's hard to even process. I think how good this is in comparison to everything else we've received, but
Right,
I'm glad they're back. I'm glad we had more pop punk to cover this week because I can honestly never get enough of it.
right.
All right, man, you ready to move on?
I am.
Okay, we got a new one from Vince Staples called Rose Street. She be lying to my face, so I hit it from the back. Is this the bar of the year so far?
It's gotta be, man. It's
this
such a good one.
this was a late addition to the playlist this week, but I really couldn't wait. The song's just phenomenal, just as good as Magic was. His new album, Ramona Park Broke My Heart, finally has a release date, April 8th. How fucking excited are you, man?
Oh man, this was it hit the spot, man. This is great, man. I'm excited for the album. We got what, a
Yeah, and
week and a day.
if the oh man, you know this whole album's gonna be great. Like
Oh yeah,
if the singles are this good and Vince is in this type of mindset, we're gonna get something insane. I can't wait.
yeah, man. Me too. It's gonna be a good one.
All right, moving on to the last single of the week. We got a new one from Alexis on Fire, Sweet Dreams of Otherness. Were you a fan of theirs in the 2000s?
Are we sure that it's not Alex is on fire? I don't
I
know.
have never known. I don't fucking know. Do
I
you
never.
know?
No, I have no idea.
Like, has anybody been to a show and heard them say their own name on stage?
Oh man, no, honestly, I've never cared because I never really liked this band for some reason. It just kind of toes that line of it's kind of like 4 Years Strong to me, where it's like either be heavy or don't, and it's like I don't know, that just kind of bothered me.
Interesting. And is that how you feel about this song as well?
This is a good song. Objectively it's a good song, but it's again it's just I don't know. Something about this band is just it's either boring, it's either too boring or they're trying too hard or something, man. It just feels inauthentic.
Do you like City in Color?
I don't know what that is.
Dallas Green solo acoustic project. He's the clean vocalist of this. He played Coachella like 2010, 2011-ish.
Never heard of it.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I
Yeah,
would have assumed you had. Wow. Okay.
I
So
miss things sometimes, bro.
yeah, no, it surprises me though. You're pretty deep in the scene.
I am pretty deep.
I haven't listened to this band in a few years, but I got kind of excited when I saw they released a new song. They still sound pretty much the same to me. So if you didn't like that, you're not going to like this very much. I thought the track was good, but I think what you're picking up on and your main criticism stems from this is that the vocals all sound filtered. And when you have a singer as
Mm,
good as Dallas Green, you don't need to filter or affect their voices to like kind of sand away the interesting elements of it. It all makes it homogenous and it's not as enjoyable to listen to because you and I like that rawness and that's missing here.
that's an interesting thought, and that could be what I'm picking up on that I didn't really realize.
Yes, it definitely is. For sure gonna add some City in Color next week. That's insane. I
Do it.
cannot believe you've never heard City in Color. Wow. Okay. You ready to move on to albums?
Let's do it, my man.
Let's do it. Okay, we got new one from Buddy, Super Ghetto. I'm gonna go first on this one.
Do it.
I think this is a really good album with a few missteps. It's got some of the best work of his I've heard and some of the worst. Some of the best tracks I've heard, like Hoochie Mama, which is just an incredible album opener, reminiscent of Too Short meets Vince Staples, something
Right.
like that. Wait Too Long, which we already covered, but still a jam. Black 2, probably his best rapping and writing on the album. He really fucking snaps on that one.
Yep.
Happy Hour featuring T-Pain. You get T-Pain singing about drinking and you have a certified hit on your hands. That's just science.
Yep. It's
But
just
yeah,
science.
but it's got some of his worst tracks too, man. High School Crush and Bad News both feel like tracks I'd expect to hear on a Little Nas X album more than a Buddy album. And when you're this good at rapping, like don't dumb your talent down for crossover appeal. It kind of hurts it. I think the rest of the album's kind of a mixed bag. They're good tracks, but definitely feel like the deep cuts of the album. But overall, I had a really good time listening to it. I thought the good parts outweighed the bad. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10, and Hoochie Mama was for sure my favorite. How'd you feel, man?
Well, I'd like to personally thank Buddy for I hadn't heard the word hoochie in I don't know 10 fucking years. Like
It's been a while.
it's been a long time, man. All right, so thanks. But honestly, man, I did enjoy it, but you kind of hit the nail right on the head there. There's some songs that are fucking great and some that aren't. I actually will tell you though, I thought High School Crush was kind of fun, but it was so out of place in this album.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't belong on a rap album. It belongs on like a weird rap pop rock project.
release this as a single and like I don't know, keep most of everything else. I really liked Ghetto 24. Tinashe's vocals on that are great. And yeah, I also gave it a 7 because I couldn't help but enjoy it, but it is yeah, I don't know, man. It's just there were some weird moments in here.
We've had a lot of examples of greatness this year, and I think it's easy to rank it because of that.
Yep.
We know what an 8 or a 9 or a 10 sounds like right now, and this is a solid 7, which isn't bad.
No, no, that's not a bad thing at all. I did
All
like
right.
it.
Yeah, we both liked it. And I think Hoochie Mama is just again top tier song. Love it. Okay. Let's move on, man. We got a new one from Kavinsky called Reborn. I know you've
Yeah, we
been
did.
dying for this one. Please tell me your thoughts.
All right. So this is everything I wanted and everything I kind of expected out of a Kavinsky album, and I'm not disappointed at all. Everything from the album artwork to the album structure to the vocalists to the synths. I mean, it is Kavinsky. You know,
Hmm.
it's just one of those things, man. I have not gotten my copy yet. They said they shipped it, but it's coming from the land of the United
Hurry
Kingdom.
up.
Yeah, can't wait to spin it. Great album to drive to, and super synthy. And I gave it a 9. I think my standout is Plasma.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. What
I
were your
also
thoughts?
gave it a 9,
There it
actually,
is.
Brandon. The gods have convened and commenced and decided it is a 9.
It's a 9.
Okay. Uh, man, when that fucking lead synth comes in on Pulsar, I
Oh
was
my God.
immediately reminded why I'm such a big fan of his and anticipate his music the way I do. Like, it just has that ability to make you feel like you're floating, or in this case, I guess, driving around Miami Beach in a Ferrari Testarossa.
Right.
It's yeah, it's like it's fucking euphoric, man. I love it. This album is co-produced by Victor Lamance and Gaspard Auger, who have been pretty much dominating the dance music scene for the past year or so now.
Yep, sure have.
It's crazy. Musically, this is everything I wanted from a new Kavinsky album as well. It's got that signature sound, but I think with a more complete package this time around. We get a lot more vocal collabs on this album than we did on Outrun, and that kind of makes the experience just feel a little more immersive, in my opinion. The instrumental songs are just as good as the vocal tracks, which makes the album flow together as well as it does. This is an obvious no skips for me. I think he nailed it with the singles. Renegade and Zenith are two of my favorite tracks on the album, but other than those two, I'm going to say Cameo was a fucking jam. I really
It's a
like that
jam.
one.
It's a good
Yes,
one.
this is a great album, man. Solid 9.
Yeah, for sure. I will definitely be revisiting this one quite a bit.
Yeah, let me know when that vinyl gets there.
You know I will. Finally got the vinyl I showed you this weekend that I pre-ordered, what, 8 months ago? So I'm glad this one said shipped.
Shipping delays are a bitch right now, man. Stay tuned for our shipping delays pod. Okay, let's move on to goddamn the new one from Denzel Curry. Melt my eyes, see your future. This is another one that lived up to the hype and then some. I said after we heard Walking that if it was any indication of what the rest of the album would sound like, we were in store for a classic.
Yep.
Turns out it was an indication, and this is a classic.
Yep.
You and I both love Zoo, but I think we can agree part of what we love about it is the raw aggression he approached almost every song on it with, almost to a fault at times.
If you were to show that album to somebody and tell them that it came out in 2006, they'd be like, "Yeah."
Dude, trust no one but your brothers. All right. This doesn't sand away any of the things that make him good either. It just channels them through a slightly different means. And he seems to go into a different mindset for every project he's in. And the one I'm picking up on this one is Cyberpunk Samurai. He
Yep.
like he just fucking slices through every song with the precision of a gamer playing Ninja Gaiden on like the hardest difficulty. The instrumentals match his vibe every step of the way. The guests he brings along all feel like they enhance the album the way they were intended to. Also, two T-Pain verses in 1 week has me
Is that
feeling
in your notes
fucking
too?
invincible right now. Like this whole album has me feeling on top of the world. Like this is his best project to date. It was everything we were hoping it would be. And it's going to be one of the best albums we hear this year, no question.
Yep.
There's so many songs on this album I really can't stop listening to. Melt Session 1, Walk In, Troubles, Ain't No Way, which holy shit. Ain't No Way is insane.
Such a good
Denzel
song.
Curry, Black, Rico Nasty, Jid. Listen to that one immediately if you haven't. Zatoichi, The Ills, everything. This album front to back is a classic. There's so much to love about it. I honestly want to dive deeper with this review, but I still need some time to process it. So I'm
Yep.
going to kind of rescind my words. But this and God Don't Make Mistakes are up there battling it out. But I think this one, maybe it's recency bias, but I'm going to give it a 10.
All right. Um,
Please take the floor.
quote, Florida man drops album of the year, unquote. Some dude on Reddit. Just I
Gotta love Denzel
busted
fans.
up when I read that, man. This really is an incredible album. Like you said, the instrumentals match the lyricism and his flow fucking perfectly. everything is on purpose, from the song structure to the song placement to the T-Pain verse. I mean, it is yeah, it's an incredible album, man. You said everything and then some, and it's very clear that this is a no skip, and I listen to this album a lot. So I might surprise you here, but Melt Sessions number one is my standout. I really liked Ain't No Way because I'm assuming that's your standout. I don't know if you said that.
Oh, I didn't say a standout. God, man. So melt session number one doesn't surprise me. I'm an intro guy, so I totally get and respect that. I think it's either walk in, troubles, ain't no way, or Zatoichi. I think those are my top four.
You heard
I
it here, and
can't
you
I
heard it
can't
here
pick
first,
before there.
everybody. John's favorite song on this album is the album.
Thank you. Yes. Honestly, if an album's a 10, shouldn't that be your answer?
Yeah, man. I gave it a 10.
I
So
knew you
it's
did.
it's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Yeah. It killed me to wait a week and a half to talk to you about
I
this
know,
one, but
dude.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about it again, so we'll hold off on it from there.
We definitely will be talking about it again.
Oh man. Okay, let's move on to Nigo. I know Nigo. I can only imagine how bad Tyler, Push, and Rocky's backs hurt from having to carry this album like this.
All right, I'm gonna take the floor here.
Please.
I'm gonna take the floor here, bro. So this album is a ton of fun. It's a
Is it?
great big collab party. Um, I don't like it. But again, it's fun. Like if you threw this on at a party, nobody would complain. But you're right, Tyler and Push. I mean, they carried this album, um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, man. It's funny enough. This is I did like the Pop Smoke verse. I know you're not a big fan of him, but I did like that. Oh man, this
You're
is
not the only friend of mine that likes Pop Smoke, even though I just don't get it. It's fine.
musically, this album is just suboptimal. Like I don't know how else to put it, man. Here's something that I did notice. The songs with Push are clearly Pusha T songs that are featuring Nigo, and the Tyler the Creator verse on Lost and Found Free. I forget the name of the song.
Freestyle. Yeah.
Freestyle. Um, is changing beats in the middle of the song to fit your feature going to be a fucking thing? Because that's so annoying, man. Like, just give Tyler his own fucking song then, dude, or write a verse around. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But "Come On, Let's Go" is really good.
Yes. Tyler
Uh,
did get his own song, and so
yeah,
did ASAP Rocky. Those two verses sound like they're stitched together on the first song.
exactly.
They don't feel cohesive. And I don't know about you, but are you like one of those people that freaks out over every Tyler and ASAP Rocky group collab? Like their songs together are okay, but they're usually not my favorite Tyler or ASAP Rocky songs.
I will agree with you.
So I'm dying to know, what did you rate it?
I rated this a 5.
Dude, same. And Come On, Let's Go is my favorite.
Hey, me
Uh,
too.
so full transparency, I thought Nigo was a producer. I didn't know that this was essentially a curated album. It's a DJ Khaled album without the annoying yelling, which I guess I prefer if I had to make a choice.
Fair.
And any song without one of the three artists that we've mentioned earlier is not really even worth listening to. Sorry, Cuddy. I know. Uh,
I don't like Cuddy when he's not on some Man of the Moon shit. So
I agree.
I think I've determined that about myself, you know?
It's sad to say, but this whole album is just mid as fuck. Like that's the only way to really put it.
The
It's got some
word
high
the word that kept coming to my mind is suboptimal because it like had so
sub.
much potential, man, but it's
Yeah,
just
it
suboptimal.
it has some high moments. Like Come On, Let's Go and Hear Me Clearly are some of the best songs I've heard this year, to be perfectly honest. But this whole album is a mess. It starts off okay. The first three tracks are solid, but after that, it just falls apart. I was really hoping for more with like all these big names attached, but it is what it is. I will say it is one of the best album artworks of the year, and I wouldn't expect less from the founder of Bape, I suppose.
Yeah. Wait, Nigo founded Bape, like Bait and Ape.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that you told me that, and then I forgot it, and that makes it so much more disappointing.
I'm
Um,
sorry, but
well, I mean, wow, that's weird, man. You would think that it would be better.
yeah, I mean, I think you and I are both going to walk away listening to two or three songs from this, which is just fine. But as a whole album, it's not going to make a dent in our album of the year list.
Nope, sure
Okay, let's
won't.
move on to another album that might. We got Placebo with a new one, Never Let Me Go. Uh, I I'm gonna jump in here. I love how Placebo always sounds like Placebo. My wife has been a huge fan of theirs for over a decade, and their music is a staple in our household. His voice has been the soundtrack to so many nights of mine. So obviously, their music holds a special place in my heart. They aren't a band I really ever have expectations for. I know they're going to give me exactly what I want, and they're just going to sound like Placebo, and I'm going to like it. That's all I can really ask for as a fan. I'm still digging into this album lyrically, but I'm loving everything I've heard from it so far. Some of the early standouts, obviously the first three, Forever Chemicals, Beautiful James, Hugs, Surrounded by Spies, are all great. um Beautiful James really sounds like it's going to fit like instantly alongside the other best songs in their discography and be a staple at their live shows. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I want to be a little more verbal in how much I like this album, but some personal matters prevented me from listening to it as many times as I would like. But how did you feel about it, man? Did you like this one with your first few listens?
So I've never been huge into Placebo. I've known who they were, and I'm pretty sure your wife has mentioned their name a number of times. And
Hmm.
I know I've listened to them before, but I've never really sat down and actively listened to an album of theirs. And I think I listened to this album about the same amount of times as I listened to that Denzel Curry album.
Wow.
It is like I would jump over Nigo into into Placebo every time this playlist kind of redid its thing. And yeah, man, I really loved this. This is great. Um, I don't have much more to say. It kind of took me by surprise. I I don't know. I didn't have any expectations, but it really kind of blew me away, man. I really enjoyed this album. I gave it an
Yeah.
8. I actually liked
Same.
Twin Demons. Twin Demons is a great song.
It is a great
Um,
song. Yeah.
the first three songs, obviously, Forever Chemicals, Beautiful James, and Hugs are great songs too. But I don't know, man. Twin Demons and Chemtrails actually really stood out to me.
I was about to say chemtrails as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is a hard album to articulate a review for because it's so good. It's better experienced than talked about. I implore any listener who hasn't heard it to go listen to it because it's really fucking good. I think this is definitely going to be up there with Spoon in terms of like my favorite rock albums this year. How the fuck are we going to do rock this year? Are we going to do like five different subgenres? Because
we're gonna have
we
to do
got
something.
metal, we got indie, we got rock, we have like alternative.
We're gonna have to do something because it's already stacking
We can't be more of a mess than the Grammys. So we'll give it a shot.
up.
All right, buddy, let's move on. We got a new one from Dream Window.
Dream
Good God.
Widow. Dream Widow.
Oh, my bad, my bad. My fucking thing put an N in there and it says window on my notes. That's hilarious. Yes, Dream Widow. I
So
apologize.
before we go any further, do you know
Yes,
what this is?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. So I keep hearing a lot about the Studio 666 movie that Dave Grohl made. And I know the plot and I figured that there was music in it, but this is my first time hearing any of it. It's much different than I thought it would be, but I don't hate it. It's very thrashy, very heavy, very southern metal at times. If I ever wanted to know what it was like if Dave Grohl was in Mailing and the Sons of Disaster, now I know. I didn't give this one a rating or have like a standout. I thought it was a fun listen. What did you think?
I also didn't give it a rating. I also didn't have a standout because I am just, we heard Dave Grohl do blast beats on the drums, bro. Like, I
Yes.
don't think that's ever been
Yes.
recorded before. There's some death, there's some thrash, there's some metal, and Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, and I'll probably revisit it. I don't think that it is even a contender for metal album of the year, even though we have had like barely any metal, only because it almost doesn't feel like metal because I mean it's Dave Grohl and
Hmm.
he's a great performer and he's a fucking rock star. Like when you think rock star, you think of Dave Grohl, in my opinion. And yeah, I just don't think
Nice.
it's one of those things. But I did have a lot of fun listening to it. I have not watched Studio 666 yet, but I think me and my wife are going to soon.
Let me know what you think, man. And
I
yes, I
will.
agree. He's one of the last original rock star type people left. They're the last of a dying breed. Him and like Jack White and those people.
Yeah, they're rock stars.
Exactly.
I did just
Uh,
want to take a moment and
please.
recognize that we did lose, that Dave Grohl lost and the world lost a great drummer and Taylor Hawkins. And I just wanted to take a second and, say rest in peace. It's an awful loss for the music world as a whole.
Yeah, man, it's fucking terrible. That came out of nowhere, and I just hope his loved ones are dealing with it,
Right.
and they're feeling the love that he had because the dude was beloved and he's an all-time legend in the industry. It sucks that this happened, and yeah, man, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. All right.
All right, buddy,
Let's move
let's
on to something that we wish would rest in peace.
oh my gosh. Yeah, this makes me feel like I'm dead. Oh my gosh, we
Oh,
have a new one from Machine Gun Kelly called Mainstream Sellout. I don't know if you can hear my dogs going ape shit in the background, but they
I
are not happy about this album either, apparently.
right. All right. So I'm just gonna go.
Please go for it.
I'm gonna go. Did you add this? Because I don't think I added this.
You text me to add it. You
Oh, I
told
did.
me,
Okay.
remember.
All right.
Okay.
So got
So don't put this on me, man.
it. All right. Here's the deal. Before I start ranting about this album, I will still defend Tickets to My Downfall because it's authentic. This is so far fucking from it, dude. It's so
It's
forced.
not authentic, it's good. That's what you're saying. Authentic is not the
Correct.
right word.
It is. It is. It's
It's
objectively good
objectively
music.
good. Thank you.
This
Okay.
is not. This is so forced and just awful, bro. He talks about himself as this mainstream sellout and then does nothing to prove it otherwise. He just does all of the things that a mainstream sellout would. Like, I don't know, featuring Lil Wayne and Bring Me the Horizon, and like it's like, what are you doing, bro? Um, I mean, we have a Young Thug feature and a Gunna feature on a pop punk album. I
Is
don't.
this pop punk? This is
It's
just pop.
it's what he's trying to make it. You know what I kept thinking of? There's a line in the Good Charlotte song in uh, their second album. You can't tell me what punk is, and it's like, okay, we kind of can, but you guys get a pass. This does not get a pass. And I fucking hated this album, bro. I listened
Mhm.
to it once and was like, ugh. Like Emo Girl is such a bad song. It is a bad song.
Yep. It's horrible. So that's your least favorite. I guess we're gonna go least favorite on this.
Sure, man. I will say though, I will say if this week and next week weren't so stacked, I'd be making you listen to Tickets for My Downfall. And at some point this year, I'm going to put it on the playlist and I'm going to make you review it. But and you'll never know when. So, but I just wanted to say that
Fun.
I'll defend that album. This album is a bunch of garbage. Like it's just such a forced persona at this point, dude. Like he should have just left it alone, but he didn't.
Did you give it a rating?
I didn't even write notes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. I love that all of that was off the cuff, man. Oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no notes on this page here, bro. I ranted because I already knew what I was gonna say. One listen through, and I was like, yeah, fuck this.
It's funny that you made it a whole listen through. Like I don't know if I made it through any song other than the first one before I just started skipping about halfway through each song. And Jesus, So we're gonna both just call this one a 0 out of 10. Let's do that.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna give you the whole fucking manufactured nostalgia speech again. We both know exactly what this album is. The question was, would it be any good? And the obvious answer after your review is no. Uh, I can see how others might be fooled into thinking that this is good, but no amount of fucking Travis Barker drum fills and other people playing the guitar for him can make me not hear how fucking terrible his voice is in a genre where it's almost good to be a bad singer. Like, it's
Where are
baffling.
you?
Oh man, he was really bad at rap, but he might be even worse at pop punk. I don't know what else to say. 0 out of 10. This is a horrible fucking album.
So, a couple of things.
Blah.
One, I don't think I've ever heard a rap verse from him except for the one that he sent at Eminem and then quickly got just annihilated. Um, so I literally don't think I've ever heard a Machine Gun Kelly song that was not this style. And absolutely, I can see how people are going to be fooled into thinking that this is authentic pop punk music, and because it's all the same chords. And what's funny is that he reused a bunch of his own chords from the last album that he put out. Like
Of
there are
course
some
he
of the
did.
exact same chords, and it like some of the exact same intros with like the exact same filter in, and it is, man,
It's garbage, man. This is
it
fucking terrible. It's
it's
just
terrible.
it's worse than I thought it was going to be.
And I went into it. So here's how it happened for me. When Tickets for My Downfall came out, I was like, "You're right," and I didn't even give it a chance until one day somebody on AP on like the comment section on Alternative Press was like, "Y'all, fucking listen to it. Like it's good." And so I was like, "All right, let me try it. Like let me see." Right? All of these actual alternative press fans can't, can't all be right. Like, nope, not they can't all be wrong, right? So
You'd be surprised.
I gave it a listen, and I actually really enjoyed that album, and it caught me by surprise. Um, and this one I went into knowing the Bring Me the Horizon song was on here, but yeah, I wanted to give it a chance even, man. But he's got you can't look, crunkcore was a thing for a minute, but it is this is this is so far detached from anything that is allowed in any
Oh
sort
my
of pop
god.
punk realm ever. It's just annoying, man.
He's gonna be on tour with Jeffree Star and the Millionaires in a couple of years. All right, man. Well, oh man, that was so fun. I never get to just fully hate on things with you. I'm glad I got that out of my system.
Good,
It's
man.
cathartic.
I was
Uh,
actually really happy that I hated it because I knew I hated it as much as you did. Maybe not as much, but
yeah, I don't know about that.
actually, I do really hate this album and everything it stands for. So I was actually really excited to hate on this one too because it's terrible.
Well, I bought you the vinyl of it, so sorry, bud.
Happy birthday to me. Oh man.
All right, buddy. Let's wrap it up here for the week, but let's see what we have to look forward to. We got this Friday, we're going to have a new album from Pup the Band called The Unraveling of Pup the Band, as well as a new Flume song, new Freddie Gibbs song. That should be a lot of fun.
Uh-oh.
But let's quickly look ahead to next week because we've got our eyes locked on one of the craziest new music Fridays that we're going to have. Jack White, new song, Fear of the Dawn. Let's Eat Grandma's new album, Two Ribbons. Omar Apollo's new album, Ivory. Orville Peck's new album, Bronco. Sid's new album, Broken Hearts Club. Vince Staples' new album, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. It's going to be fucking insane, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be a stacked week, bro.
Yes. So, everyone, have a good night. We'll catch you next week.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.